Hey, good morning. It's Adam Post. This is the Morning Post. It's great to see you. I'm having a great day. I hope you're having an amazing day. I want you to tell me in the comments how your day is going. While you're down there, definitely make sure you're subscribed. It's a huge help to me. Click the bell for notifications. This morning we're talking about the ComicsGate revolution and how ComicsGate needs sequels. What is ComicsGate? Well, I am a self-described major member of ComicsGate. And what ComicsGate is about is it's a group of self-publishing creators who are focused on making really, really good comic books, not putting in any social justice warrior garbage, really just focusing on cool stories, cool comics, and really just top-notch creators making great comics they really passionately care about. Another big element is we sell directly to the consumer. So you'll see in my links in my description, it links to collegeofthedead.com, which also links to my Indiegogo campaign to get College of the Dead 1 out to you if you want it. It's my first book. I already put it out, but there are many other ComicsGate creators, and we all help each other get books out. So I've got a background in business and self-publishing. I put out my first comic in 1986 and been on and off publishing really more than 1,000 comic books for the last 30 plus years. So this video is about encouraging other ComicsGate people and people thinking about ComicsGate to think in terms of putting out your project and then planning for sequels. Why sequels are important and what that's kind of all about, the business case for sequels. So this is my first book, College of the Dead. It was successful. We only had a small goal of $5,000 for this. It funded. It was my first book. I learned a tremendous amount about publishing comics again, direct to consumer. This is the first direct-to-consumer project that I did. It's a 140-page black and white graphic novel. And the thing I learned the most is you've got to have a cool concept. You got to let people know what the concept is all about. Once you've done that, ship the book, deliver what you promised. But sequels are really important because you're building your brand. So I'm Adam Post. I'm a great guy. I have my own platform here on YouTube, also on Twitter, and also on Facebook. And a lot of people have started to get to know me. I've gotten some great feedback, really great comics customers, comics fans, and other publishers. And working together, we build a platform where we can reach more and more people and really help each other succeed in many, many ways. But sequels are really important. So the reason a sequel is important is, even I was on a stream last night with that Umbrella guy, and he's a great guy. He's got a good-sized platform. He did a project called The Case of the Littlest Umbrella, and it was very successful. He has a really good-sized platform. He did more than $100,000, and he's thinking about his next book, and he wants his next book to be as successful or more successful than his current book was, his first book. And he's still finishing it and getting it to be shipped out as planned to backers. But it is important to really think in terms for him and for everybody to think in terms of doing sequels. Ethan Van Sciver did Cyberfrog. That was a huge success, the biggest crowdfunded book ever at over $900,000. And Ethan is finishing up Cyberfrog 2 right now. And, kudos to him. That's the way to do it. You get the first book out, you deliver it, make sure people are happy with it. And as long as it was a financial success and the creative team worked out well on it, and it was a good experience, you put out book 2, you try to make book 2 even more exciting than book 1. And then there's always room to try new ideas. But the reason you want to do a sequel is because you've, aside from building your platform, and aside from publishing your first book and having people like it and receive it, consumers, they really want to know what happens next in a story. Sequel's very important. So I have other projects I'm also working on. I'll show you 2 of them real quick. I'm working on a project called The Mermaids. This is one of the covers. There'll be a couple different covers of it. This is just black and white. The color is being finished now. It's coming out amazing, but it's not ready to show. These are 2 of the characters. It's kind of like Game of Thrones, but with all mermaids. And it's a world where there are only female mermaids. So it's got a mermaid wedding in it as well. So it's very, very cool. It was very well written. It's actually almost completely finished. But do I expect The Mermaids is going to do as well as College of the Dead or better? Well, I don't know. It's a whole new idea. So my focus is get the sequel out. Get the sequel out. The sequel for College of the Dead is my priority. That'll be coming out in February 2020. And I'm making it my priority because, look, this was a financial success. College of the Dead 2 will be a financial success. This is 2 of 4 covers. People have given me great feedback on these covers. I'm really excited that people like them as much as I do. It's going to be full color now. The prior book for College of the Dead was black and white. It is still available until at least College of the Dead 2 comes out. And it's going to be a great looking book. So it's going to be better than College of the Dead 1 was. So I'm sure people will like the mermaids, but once you build momentum for a brand, for a project, for a concept, you don't want to kill that momentum by then just introducing something else. So when possible, your second project really should be the next episode of your first project, because you've got all that interest, all that momentum. And as much as we all want to put out different creative projects, we have a lot of different ideas. Here's another idea of mine, G.I. Jackrabbits. I'm writing this right now with Professor Geek. He's an amazing writer, Michael Kritzer, a great editor. Here I have a great story. You're going to love it, but it's going to come out after The Mermaids, which is going to come out after College of the Dead Book 2, which is almost complete on its own. We're just finishing the coloring now. It's going to take another 6 weeks or so to finish the coloring. And so that's the point. And then will we do College of the Dead 3? Absolutely, we're going to do College of the Dead 3. It's going to be better even than College of the Dead 2. But we need to build a following for each of our brands, and we need to do them consistently. The other great thing about it is some people, they write and draw and letter and do all the art and all the coloring and everything for their own books. I hire a creative team on almost all the books. I don't even write all the books I work on. I am co-writing G.I. Jackrabbits. But what I'm doing is, as I go and I start a project like College of the Dead, I'm able to give work to my creative team and give them regular, steady paying work. And now the people who are working on College of the Dead 2 are going to be able to have work for College of the Dead 3 at a minimum. And then they'll have work for College of the Dead 4. So this is how you can build your company. This is how you can build your team. If you do everything yourself, obviously you have to be incredibly selective about what you're publishing. Maybe you can publish 1 or 2 projects a year. But if you figure out how to get a good thing going, even if you are an artist and you collaborate with another artist, collaborate with another writer, be fair with them and how you compensate them. Keep every promise you make to them. Don't overpromise what you can give them. And if you ever have an issue with payment with your creators, always make sure you communicate with them immediately and figure out how to make it right. When creative people work for you, they are not becoming partners in your business. They're entitled to their fee, whatever you're agreed to. Sometimes people do become partners with other creators and split profits. That's up to you. Just make sure you keep your promises and you communicate really, really well. If you have an issue with somebody's work, tell them immediately. Tell them early on, so they don't do a lot of work that needs corrections that they aren't going to get paid for. You have to really take care of people. And incidentally, if you order work and you can't use it, pay the full rate anyway, unless you have an otherwise negotiated kill fee. Not to get too complicated. But the point is this: build your brand. If you're a ComicsGate person, do a book that you can do a sequel to. A lot of guys have some great books out there. Death Sworn, amazing property by Carlo Rowe. There should be a Death Sworn 2, hopefully as soon as possible. Obviously, one's got to come out first. Monster MD is going to be coming out. Everyone's going to be psyched to see what Monster MD 2 is going to be all about as soon as they can get their hands on it. And I'm sure that's in the works. I don't exactly know what Von's plans are. Englewood is coming out from Mecca Curtis, and there's going to be an Englewood 2 soon, I'm sure. I don't know what all the details are. But a Super Harem 1 by my best bud Wanger and the super talented Joe Ball is going to be coming out. Then we're going to hopefully see really soon, or as soon as possible, Super Harem 2. All depends. They got to schedule it themselves. But this is me encouraging everybody who's looking at publishing comics. Let's make it part of a series as much as we can. Let's continue to put out more books and try to make every book better than the one before it. And also think about our responsibility to fans, because yes, they're supporting us here. They're backing us. They're backing our project. Once they invest themselves in our characters and our stories, we kind of owe it to them to try to continue those and make them great, make them exciting, and our responsibility to our creative teams too. Let's get our creative teams steady paying work. Let's pay them absolutely as much as we can. And let's just really continue to build this comics industry all over again, because the mainstream comic companies, they're basically dead and gone. They've got nothing good for people who truly love comics anymore. Very rarely do they do anything good. And hats off to your boy Zach that really got all this ComicsGate stuff started on the publishing side. And you'll notice what he's doing is terrific with sequels and planning future books. That's a great guy to look at in terms of a business plan. All right, I'm going to do another video soon on the difference between a business plan and a business model and how you can think about your own business plan if you're going to be a comics publisher. Tell me what you think of sequels for successful comic books that come out through crowdfunding campaigns. Do you think we should be focusing on sequels too? Do you disagree? Put it in the comments. I'd love to see what you think below. Also, make sure while you're down there, you got to subscribe, man. Subscribe, or lady. Subscribe. Click the bell for notifications. And I will see you soon with another video. And if I don't see you soon, I will miss you.